ready to rumble? Welcome to Joe Jacking with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee or Jr. if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, give it up for my main man, Mark Teese, TC Wash Sr.
In the building. What up, Bob?
Man, my lips
In the building. Man, hold on. God damn it.
Man, you went through a thing for about 2 minutes.
Man, I feel good, man. I'm sorry, man. Something about the bongos, man. Let's get it cracking, y'all.
Man, what's going on, man? How you doing, man? How was your week, man?
Man, it was all good, man. You know, going through what you go through in this world, but it's all good out here. You got the right people in your corner, you'll be all right.
Well, first of all, man, if you got any ideas about a show, you can call the telephone number 708-223-8953, and you will speak to Mr. Earl Winfrey, and he will tell you about all the slots that we have available over here on Intellectual Radio. And plug yourself in. We got a whole nother studio we need to fill up, even if you got a time slot that's similar to the one that we're doing running on 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock on Sundays. It is available in the other studio. I don't know how Earl Winfrey, I don't know how you're gonna do both of them at one time. Yeah, he make it happen. He said they make it happen. So if you have any type of gene,
share that money, man. Hire me, man. I know how to do it.
They say you know how to do it all, TC.
Man, what?
Yeah, everybody will figure something out. Won't deuce. Yeah, money is a motivator.
Fill it up.
Yeah. If you are actually Facebook friends with us, or for whatever reason, I'm gonna give you a few options on how you can watch the listen
Give me
to the
number
show.
one option though, Bob, first. Jaw Jack with Bob TC page. Start going to that.
Okay,
go ahead.
Jaw Jacking, like Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC.
Yeah.
As my brother TC has just dearly stated. My fault. Let me cut this sound off. Okay. Trish Deans, what's up? Oh, man, Ronnie Allen, what's going on? Philanda Wilson, how y'all doing? Make sure that y'all share the page, share and like the page. Invite people to watch the video. We got a interesting show today. We got a conversation about a subtle debate me and TC have been having. So we're gonna tackle that a little bit. We're going to tackle that a little bit in the first hour. Then in the second hour, we got a special guest in the building today, Miss Lauren C. Ward. She's married now, so she goes by Lauren C. Martin. She's coming in. She's an author, motivational speaker. She do a lot of stuff, wear a lot of different hats. I got it, TC. Yeah, I got a lot of, she wear a lot of different hats, so she's going to bring us some positivity and some motivation. So, hey, IntellectualRadio.com, IntellectualRadio.com. Go to IntellectualRadio.com and you can catch all of the shows that's on Intellectual Radio that will be live streaming. You also can go to YouTube and subscribe to Intellectual Radio, and that will also give you the option and opportunity to catch all of the shows that are streaming live on YouTube as well. The Spreaker app, you can download the Spreaker app, and that way you can listen to the show audio, and we are our heart radio station. So that go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, after we do all that, we give our little plugs and everything. Want to give a shout out to Don and Nick and the Reeds and everybody involved with the clothing line and the clothing store that opened up in the hood over on 111. I don't know I fall down, but I'm still giving you a shout out. Nice plug. No, go and get your gear on. They got a nice thing they open up in the hood. So I appreciate that. Much love to their business. Of course, I want to talk about the new Sandpipers Lounge out in Dalton. Much love to Chucky. He lost a close friend, $8 Bill. People know who he is, so rest in peace to $1 Bill. But it's a nice little place to get down there. Chucky got it nice out there in Dalton. So if you're in Dalton, go check out the over 30 Cloud. I mean, not over 30, but the Sandpiper, the new Sandpipers Lounge. It's on like 144-12, I believe it is, south Chicago Road in Dalton. And of course, we'll give love and a little shout out to Traveling with Trish. She has a little travel agency, Trish Dean. So y'all probably know us, so tag her in and say what's up to her and support our business. Support Gun Entertainment as always, K Guns, and this is what we do. Check the album out. We got new music coming and videos on the way. And let's plug everything. And we got to plug. I'll let you do this, Bob. Plug the Linwood Bowling thing. Plug out there.
May 26th. May 26th. Make sure you mark your calendars for May 26th. From 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. at the Linwood Bowling Alley. Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC is gonna have a fundraiser. Come out and support. We're gonna invite
you down, Earl.
We're gonna invite all our guests out, whoever have been on the show. At least we're gonna send them out an invite. You got a bunch of guests, and we got some also some other shows that has been guests on Joe Jackin. But it's all about camaraderie, love, getting together, support. So we have a different idea of how we want to do our sponsorship, and this is the way we're approaching it. So hopefully this will be. We always want Joe Jackin to have a freedom to invite people on, not to be hustling them for sponsorships. I know that's part of the radio game, but the way me and TC like to do it, we like to say kind of organic and transparent about who we support and when we support them. Like if I read a book, I want to be able to shout them out anytime I want to because it might be on my mind, but I just don't want, it's just a different approach. So May 26th, 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. out at Linwood Bowling Alley. Make sure you come out there, and come hang out with your boys from Joe Jackin.
Oh yeah, we let Bob, say it the right way. This is no reflection of Bob or nobody else. This is my reflection. I said the other way. You come on here, we support you. We let you come on here and talk good talk. We give you one of the best intros you're gonna ever have in radio.
Yeah, baby.
You gonna do all that thing ain't about that. So we're gonna see who gonna support us because we support y'all. So if you don't support us, Bob will keep it correct, but don't be surprised that Sunday after our show, I'm calling names out. I'm just being real because I don't like fake and phony. Because everybody I call out, I talk like we support y'all, and we appreciate y'all cool brothers and all that. Now it's time to back it up. You don't, and you will get put on blast.
Anyway, I just want to send a quick shout out to some of the people that's listening, chiming in. Kimberly Mayfield, thanks for joining. Robert Hazel Harris, what's up, my man? Thanks for joining in. My man D Money, what's good, brother? D Money, what's up, man? How you doing? The way,
what up, Shema?
Just the way Shemo, what's up? Just off the way we came off, we went on a show last week, Friday morning. We went to a show Friday morning with our girl over there, Sweet Sadie, and her man Tone Loc
Hydro.
My man,
great people.
We went on there. What's up, D Money? But we went on there and we wanted to spend this first hour just talking real quick because we had me and TC continually having this subtle debate, and I just want to address some of the points because I want to get a sense of clarity for the fact that I think me and TC are both passionate Black men about where we think what we think the best approach or the best angle is when it's concerning racial issues that's going on in our society. And I don't never want our passion to get misconstrued as like some anger or, it's not that, but I just think we're passionate about what we want to see in the past. So with that, I want to be able to touch a few points that I know that helps me shape the way I am, shape my approach. Feel free to chime in if you're on Facebook Live with us. Or if you want to call in, it's 708-223-8953 to join in this conversation. It's just not a conversation between me and TC, but it's between TC and Bob and TC at Joe Jackin and you guys. All right. So the first thing I want to bring up, I want to use the word justice and liberty. Me listening to these debates that we have sometimes, I think of the concept of justice. Justice is the concept really zoomed in on my mind coming from talking to Benita Whitfield. So she brought up the word justice, and it kind of tied a lot of stuff into place for me. Liberty. I think when I talk more of my opinions, I'm coming from the concept of liberty and what we can control liberty. So now I want you to start by, I think one of the things that you suggest about Christianity and the effect that they have on Blacks, because the suggestion is that Black people need to reevaluate Christianity if they African-American Black people, because what it has done to our people, so to speak, is I want you to, I think you'll be able to describe it better than I can, but I just want to ask you in a spot where we wasn't as emotional.
Right. I just,
Is that your water?
Yeah, mine right here. Yeah, that was a great show. Again, shout out to Sweet Sadie and shout out to Tone Loc Hydro. It was nice meeting them people. It was cool, man. I liked the show. I liked the little view we had up there on the floor downtown. It was nice, But Earl, I gotta tell you, man, we spoiled, boy. You just spoiled us, Earl.
Say we spoiled over here.
I went to some studios, Earl, man. I'm just keeping it 100. I speak my man. I don't mean no offense to nobody, but even the other studio, I give you props, man. We got it good. We got it good. Oh yeah, we got it good, Earl. You make it right. But we did have a discussion. We just piggyback off of it. First of all, what Bob was saying about the emotions, I feel like you need to get your mindset straight. If you're looking at me and Bob and don't know the facts, how close we are, how close friends we are. In fact, we do a show every Sunday together. So for you to think, if anybody think that we're mad at each other or take it so far as that, I think, in my opinion, you need to check your own mindset. And I don't care what you think. I'm just being real because we telling y'all this just how we are when we talk. Now, what I felt about Christianity is this: I'm not knocking nobody for believing in the Bible. Ain't no wrong with that. If you want to believe in Jesus, you want to believe you want to believe in. That's nothing wrong with that. That's your journey. But claiming Christianity to me is just it's just don't make no sense because we just continuing the no connections to our past like it didn't matter, and I don't understand as a race can try to we can live with each other, but I don't say you can claim Christian what Christianity has historically done to our people. So that if you're the Klan and you're a Christian and them slave masters was Christian and they did to our people in those times, I don't understand how in these times we can still be associated with that. And just because you're not a Christian per se doesn't mean you don't believe in the Bible, God, or Jesus. So I believe that Christianity thing, we should have let them have that and got our minds based on something else, because what they teaching in that, if you go off of that, it's just fear.
Right. I want to bring up some things. I want to go through patterns of things that happened in my past in some kind of way or another that helps me shape the way I think. So, it can be a more clarity, from where I come from when I come, about different opinions, because sometimes I guess, growing up and when you change a little bit, you get disconnected from, I think, hood ways of thinking. Like, I'm not saying, I'm a little disconnected in a way. So, but I find out that disconnection, it spills over into a lot of the, I think, young men or even some middle-aged men between 25, and 30 and 40 sometime, who still got elements of hood and have a pride about it. Now, it's a disconnect there sometimes, because that way I think about liberty is always suggesting that you can do something to change your own circumstances. So, but that's not to be dismissive of what's being said about systematic racism. But I face that challenge. So I just want to bring up a few things.
Let's get it cracking, boss. Let's get it cracking.
First of all, my first memory of some type of white and black interaction when we was together and we was playing baseball against the white boys up there around it's like 115th up the hill.
Yeah, talking about Beverly Park.
50, and we came up to
Kennedy
bat.
Park.
Is that what it Kennedy Park? That's the name of it. I remember the park. Yeah. Remember, we was up to bat first, and we scored about, I think, 6-7 runs. And I was the main catalyst. I was talking cash money stuff. I was Black History, the story of my people. Me, every time we made a run, we started singing Black History. Black History, the story of my people mean a lot to me. Yeah, where I shouldn't be history. Listen up, while I tell you about
history. Right.
And that got them white boys mad. Them white boys got mad. So we was up 7-0. The white boys came back up to bat, and when they got scoring they run, they started singing "Born to Be White." They changed their whole song. The song went "Born to Be Wild," and they changed it to "Born to Be White." Now, that was my first interaction of any type of racial uneasiness, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't know when your first one, but that was my first. Dude ended up challenging me after that for a fight.
Yeah,
I wasn't even ready to fight. TC like, you was scared. I
remember that.
Okay. I wasn't. We was just being us. Yep. I wasn't really, dude challenged me for a fight. I was like, I don't even know what I was saying. Like, hey man, we ain't finna fight.
It wasn't Kennedy Park, Bob. It was Bell. We was on Bell at that little park down past Ike crib, down at the park up there.
So you remember that?
I remember it. Yeah. I remember that all the way.
We won though.
Oh yeah, we got.
Yeah, we won. We won the game. Let's make sure y'all understand.
My first experience, I'm keeping it real, because I was in the hood with it, and people was coming down throwing eggs. We didn't recognize who it was. The white boys painting their face black coming down the hill, man.
Really?
They were throwing eggs, because we didn't know, and that's what it was.
How old were you then?
Well, I was like 19, 18 then.
Oh, you was.
Because they used to do that, man. They used to paint their face black on Halloween. And Quentin O'Hare Street, shout out to QB. He know Mike, Shine. A lot of people know. Cause we all mobbed up there, cause we throwing eggs at each other, you know.
Right.
And we it was them. So we went up the hill, started, you know, we had a big egg fight. So that's my first time seeing it. Like they really painted their face black on Halloween and came down there kicking it off.
So if you got a situation, I mean, if you want to share your situation on Facebook, we definitely will try to get to it and read it today. If you're listening, and share your first experience that you had that was uncomfortable, that you can easily identify was racial tension or some type of a racial tension. I would say the thing that I remember the most, the first person that made any type of impression on me when it comes to my own self-identity, outside of my household, I would say, was Mr. Welch. Mr. Welch.
He's that dude.
He was, Mr. Welch was a sports fanatic.
Gym teacher Ed, for those who don't know.
Mr. Welch. I mean, and there's nothing about Mr. Welch that made you feel like he was prejudiced or registered. There's nothing about him. You know, and it's the reason why I'm bringing these up. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is what shaped us. So when you come talking about even all the way to the 2018 now, when I give out an opinion based on racism, I go all the way back. Now, to your point, has that had some type of effect or influence on me? Yes. But I don't want to lie about it.
I look at it different. I'm not judging Mr. Welch. I do believe, and I call it how I see it. I do believe there are people of other races that have, especially white people, that has empathy and sympathy for what we've been through. I'm not saying they don't, and they will. And some of their gestures show that. You know, they know it's not right, but that's not what I'm talking about. You know, I just feel like when it's all said and done, we all want the same goal. There's a better thing for our people. We just all got different ways to reach that, you know. My thing is I feel we should recondition our mind on who we are as a race and who our women are. You know,
and who our women are.
Our women are. They was not just what they were over here for breeding and nursing the white kids. And no, they was better than that. No, a lot of stuff in the race of who our women were. And I think if we recondition our mind and seeing how it really was, I think it'll trickle down to the women. You know, because the women, in my opinion, also got played kind of bogus in this thing with Christianity, because they don't have, especially our women, we don't have identity of who we are, who they really are. You know, they really are queens and goddesses, but they don't know no better because of history and lack of anybody really taking them and showing them who they are. So then, you know, they're affected by anything, they're influenced by anything. So it's like, it just, when you do study certain things about your people and who they was, it do bring a certain kind of passion. But then at the same time, man, because you see them, like even you, I see you when I study us. Even though what you believe in, I'm not knocking, but your natural ways is who we are when you study who our people are. And it just, a lot of us are like that. Because if we get down to the nitty gritty, everybody claiming they're Christians, I say out of 90% of them, you're not honoring none of that. You're not doing it.
I mean, most people, you know, have a hard time honoring
because religion. Period. What I'm saying, but what points I'm making is it's like a natural resistance to who.
That's what you think Christianity
does. It's not in your opinion. I just want to ask you. I can't speak for you.
Sure.
You're not gonna turn that other left jaw if somebody steal you in your right one.
Right.
And then you can interpret it how you want to interpret, but what it says, I'm just going on what it says. Now, everybody got their own reason of what they believe it means. I don't look at it like that. If it says 6 o'clock, I'm not going to think they mean 5:45. We really probably mean 6:05. It says 6 o'clock. That's just who I am. Right. So when it tells you specifically certain things that you're not going to tell me naturally you agree with.
Right.
But you try to conform to it and try to, not saying you will do that, but you'll take that mentality and put that in other instances in your life. And I feel that anything that resists you for being you, to me, it's not good. There's no such thing as telling nobody to love your enemy. I don't understand how you can even make that make sense.
Right.
You're not gonna. I don't know what everybody's definition of enemy is.
I think too, though, when you think about the Bible, specifically the Bible, I think, you know, sometimes you got to look at the content in which the Bible was written in. We mean in the language it was written in, Latin and Greek and stuff like that. And when you go back and see some of the translation, the definitions of the translated words, sometimes they necessitate you to use a concordance, because some things may meant a little something different. It's just some words are not translated over. So I think that's important too. Like it's some said it'd be harder for a man to go. It'd be harder for a rich man to go to the kingdom of God than for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. You ever heard that scripture in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
But that scripture in the Bible, when you look at it in its translation, it means a camel's hump has a heart, and the eye of a needle was an actual entrance to a city. Okay. But see, in our translation, if we never knew that, then we would have never knew to go search out that with the background in which it was from. And there's a lot of things in the Bible that I think I done looked up that it was different meanings. So I'm just saying, in order to get a proper interpretation or understanding of the Bible that we read, it's like you almost got to take it back to some of the original content, the original language.
But I understand that, Bob, and I'm not knocking that, but I'm saying I look at stuff for what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't believe it. Even if I know something, I still like, hey, Bob, I'm gonna be there. Oh, Bob, I'm gonna confirm it because that's a confirmation. Mm-hmm. I don't go out with Bob. No, we got a show today, so he know I'm gonna be over. I always get the confirmation. Mm-hmm. Okay, what it is. So what I'm saying is, regardless how we try to, take it might be meant a different way, probably back then. But we talking about what they telling us right now. Mm-hmm. Like, think about this. People talk about our people. Like nowadays, the police stuff getting out of hand, and now because we got phones and cameras now. I'm like, they had a whole video back in the 60s, them some dogs and water and beating up them people. It was on video then, and name one cop went to jail. So because the laws never change. See, they give us, because like what you said, you took your extra book and the extra thing and learn the meanings of the Bible, you focus and all that, and that's a great thing. So imagine if our people did the same thing of what we were, went back and got books and studied who we were instead of what they put on us. Okay. Because it's the same knowledge and the same things that you can use to do the same research on who you are. Right. And we don't, because they broke us up, broke families up, we don't care about lineage. So that's why, to me, in my heart, I can't understand honoring anything that factually hurt my family.
Okay, I want to throw something that I learned last year in 2017 when I went to Nairobi, Kenya. Mm-hmm. I learned about a lot of different tribalism that went on in Nairobi in Africa. Meaning it's a lot of tribes in Africa.
When they started, Bob, that's after they's invaded.
I don't know when it started.
When you do your homework,
okay, let me finish my point. Okay, I'm just trying to finish my point. The only point I'm making is when you look at just say if we were to go back to Africa, I mean, we would literally go back to a divided type of scenario. It'd really be divided along a lot of different tribalism, and I don't know how far back their tribes and believing it, the belief system and their deities went on each of those different tribes. I'm saying okay, if you're saying I need to study more of it, that's cool. But that's a reality I just learned last year by going, and I'm just can only imagine how many other Americans just walking around in liberty that don't know that. So, for us to say, well, announce who you are, that's a hard pill for anybody to swallow, is all I'm saying, because it's a knowledge. Well, I mean, whatever your moral code is, if it's Christianity, Islam, or whatever it may be, to say get back to, you don't
have to go back to the mission. That's what I'm saying.
That's why we're having this conversation.
It ain't going back to nothing.
Because I want to know. I want to know.
If you do it, then you still want to be a Christian.
Right.
Then be one.
Right.
But at least when somebody talk to you, have the same enthusiasm and the same rah-rah to study who you are.
Gotcha.
That's all. Now, if anybody's still, that's them. Right. But it's hard to try to talk to somebody and automatically they're going to get a defense because now they feel like you're disrespecting that God and all that personal stuff. Okay, I can't. That's natural. But all I'm saying, when it gets to the bottom of it, what's wrong with just looking at it and just seeing certain things? And I guarantee you, I'm not saying you're going to change your belief system, but you're going to see what will happen to us. Now, it might don't matter to certain people when they see it. I don't care about me, but it's hard if you really get invested in that to turn around and see how, even if you don't go far, it's proven we've been beaten. It's proven our people have been just destroyed through this place. And 9 times out of 10, the people that did were what?
Right.
Christians.
Okay.
Just think about it. The slave masters was Christians. It's proven. The Klan was Christians. It's proven. Look what they done to our people. So how it makes sense to try to fit into their standards and be a part with them, and then say stuff like, well, like we had on this show, because I done asked plenty of people, and what they say, Bob, we all got family members we don't like.
Yeah.
And they would take that and an analogy and use it with the Klan. I don't know family member that put crosses in our family, their own family yard, and kill their people. And how is that even a sign?
Let me ask you this though: would it be fair to say, or not fair to say, that in a limited history we have of understanding about some black tribes, did they sell some other black people to slavery?
No, it's not about selling. You gotta understand, if we really care, do you really think that the people was sending their people over there to be right there? You really think because once you get over, everybody, when it comes to justifying their point, they do all kind of way. It could have meant because we taking things the wrong way. But when it comes to go against that and use that same thought process, it's just not there no more.
No, I was just saying, was it, because a lot of times you say, let's go off facts.
Right.
Let's go off a fact. Is that a fact? Is it a fact that a lot of blacks were sold into slavery from other blacks? Is that a fact?
Yeah.
If that's a fact,
a lot of people with sovereignty.
No, I'm just
keep it real. Let's
I'm
attack the people.
Okay, I ain't even really attacking. I'm just trying to agree on any fact we can.
We agree on a lot of stuff.
I'm just trying to make sure we agree on certain facts. So
I'm
not trying to say it's a fact. I'm not trying to say it's a fact to support my argument, but I'm trying to say it's a fact to support why I may think of something. Why? So I'm just saying certain things you think of in a certain way, and certain things like that. Somebody selling you to slavery, it can be confusing. If blacks sold blacks into slavery, that's a confusing concept. When somebody go tell us to go know thyself, and when you go back and know yourself, I'm over in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm in Nairobi, Kenya last year, and I don't know if this the tribe that sold my people into slavery. I don't know where they at.
Oh,
so I'm saying just off of the systematic.
Don't you say it to me though? Let's be real.
Yeah.
It's like, so what you trying to do sound like to me, it's the same thing they do when they try to justify where you kill your own people in the neighborhood. Why y'all talk about what the police doing? That's how that sounds.
Well, if that's how it sounded, that's how it sounded, because everything sounds like something to each other. Like you sound like something to me too. But I'm not finna. I'm trying to get clarity. This is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get some kind of clarity on what me and you can do in 2018 in our liberated state of being to change the circumstances
just
around
learn who you are.
I'm just saying that's all I'm trying to do.
That's it.
I'm not trying to point fingers back and forth about who ignorant, who wrong, who. I'm not trying to do that. So I want to just keep it moving. I just want to keep it moving because those are certain things that I use to support what I can control, and that's liberty. So I look back on Mr. Johnson and Mr. Montgomery, and when my father wasn't there all the time, I used to rely on Mr. Montgomery and Mr. Johnson. So Mr. Montgomery and Mr. Johnson, Mr. Montgomery used to talk to me in a certain way, tell me about like why, right 2 houses down from me. Hey, Bobby, come in. And so I keep my house neat. Look, what I'm saying? I used to be in the military, He don't want to talk me into really joining the military. It was really him. Listening to what his path was. Mr. Johnson was his friend. So Mr. Johnson used to live right up on Vincennes, and he used to send me up to Mr. Johnson for work, right? So Mr. Johnson will always keep me busy raking leaves. When I had that little job.
Do it too,
Mr. Johnson used to work for
Jamal now, right
next to Jamal now. He was a postal guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those things, you kept me connected. Even when my father, who wasn't there, I didn't get enough from him. I didn't get enough from my father. I wanted to get more from him, but I didn't. He wasn't always there. So my point is, these things begin to shape you. So now I got a Mr. Welch inspiring me to compete. He's white, and then I got Mr. Johnson and Mr. Montgomery. I don't know who Mr. Montgomery was. He was black mixed with something else. I think it was Hispanic. Is that right? Mr. Montgomery.
He had a different color.
Yeah, he had a little something, Cuban or something.
Right,
he had something about
it. Yeah.
So now here's the thing. This is from our exposure. All right. down on the block, we had a real popular guy that was selling drugs in our neighborhood, right? A popular guy. You ain't gonna say no names,
right?
Right. But you know, he was selling drugs to my sister and his sister. That bothered me in my development. That bothered me. I'm just saying this is Bob. This bothered Bob.
And that's why I can't understand. Because now that's what I mean by disconnection. That's the point I'm making. Okay. Now, when that did that to your sister, we ain't gotta, we know
okay.
It made you feel there's no way I will be with that.
Right.
That's all I feel about.
Coming from us.
Right. What I'm saying, though,
coming from us, though.
Right.
That's coming from us. That's not coming from someone
I'm just saying, though, the feeling, I'm just saying the feeling that this person would do that makes you like, there's no way I would.
No, what I'm saying is, no, that ain't what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I thought I was safe here. I thought I was safe not to be thinking that in the realm of these people. I didn't think I was supposed to be thinking of like that. I didn't even think that. I'm thinking I'm safe. I'm naively safe. That's how you think about your people. That come to be not the truth. I'm not what you would call guards down safe around my people, because my people do things that are, they hurt us all the time. So this is a reality how I begin to develop. And I got a culinary defense on me that is coming from somewhere that I didn't think that I was supposed to be. My guard's supposed to be up. And it's like, this is somebody, everybody in the neighborhood love this guy. Like, what I look like trying to me, everybody, I look like the lame. Now I like the lame. Now, part of that reputation, when it goes to be cold, to listen to me talk now, still exists because I made different decisions based on that. I ain't never want that life. I ain't want to be in no life when I'm looking at my people and I'm giving something that I know hurt them. I didn't want to be that person putting that expression out there to my brothers and my sisters. I never wanted to do that for me. What I'm saying is these things has just as much influence on how we develop as other things do. This is why I stay fixated on the word liberty. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I'm listening to you, bro.
I'm just okay. We're just talking about now. These are the things. Okay, and let's say this. Okay, my mother my mother, like, you know, so I'm walking a thin line between what you would call. Right. No, I'm not trying. I'm not finna blast my mother, man. You know, right. But you know, I'm not finna blast. Yeah, I'm not finna blast my mother, but
love you, Mr. Billy.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, some of the decisions that, as a man, young man, that she made, I was her oldest son, so I've sat in a few situations that, you know, I wanted to look over my shoulder like, Daddy, where you at? What am I supposed to do with this right here? What am I supposed to do with this? And I was looking at a lot of times, my mother the one creating this energy. You know what I mean? These are the things that shape you. These are the things that shape you. Now, where am I going with all this? I'm going with the fact of liberty. So when you hear me make out an opinion based on liberty, all of this stuff shaped us, man. So I end up, all of this stuff ended up shaping us, right? So when I was 17 years old, go ahead.
No, I'm listening. I gotta hear it.
When I was 17 years old, I moved to Flint, Michigan, okay, with my dad, my grandmother, right? So the first person in that made any type of impactful impact on me in Flint, Michigan was a teacher named Mr. Richard Reed. I was in his word power class. To this point, TC, and you know what type of student I was. Delinquent.
But you were smart though.
Right?
Let's be real.
Okay, that's fair and all. But it wasn't organized.
Right, okay.
This guy said, hey, you, come here, sit down, do this again. This is exceptional, man. This is exceptional work. Come on, sit down on in here. You know, this is important why I'm using this story. This is important to me. Richard Reed was a white guy, right? Put me on his newspaper class from a word power class. I didn't even realize I was good at defining words. He put me in his newspaper class, and in 2 years, some people had been on the newspaper in 4 years. In 2 years, he made me editor of a high school newspaper, right? Against a lot of people. Nah, he ain't been here long enough. Them same skill sets is the skill sets that I'm using that gave me enough courage to start jaw jacking. That's the same, and that came from my experience, interaction with somebody. And it's at this point in your life, it don't really matter where it come from, do it?
To me, it do.
It does.
It does.
How?
I'm just saying, Bob.
I'm just trying to figure out how.
It's certain things, Bob.
I'm trying to figure out.
I don't care what somebody do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will appreciate it.
Right.
I'm not holding on to it.
Uh-huh.
It's over with. Thank you, because the person I am would do the same thing.
Uh-huh.
So I don't hold. You don't get no captivating moment over me for nothing, because you don't. Evidently, it's obvious you don't feel that way. I felt I was smart, so you ain't telling me nothing about me that I don't feel about me.
Uh-huh.
So if I became an editor in 2 years or whatever, I felt that's what's in me, and you ain't did nothing but acknowledge who I am. I don't feel like you saw something in me that I didn't see. I don't see that. So we look at things different.
Well, I agree.
Because you don't get no credit for what just because you're not finna exploit to get credit what I already know I am. Okay. So it's a fact, when we was younger, I was little, can't fight, call it what you want. But I always spoke my mind.
Okay.
See, I'm coming from a point of view that people want to go back and say I always had my mind when I'm standing on is real. We ain't gonna say names, but it was decisions. I got the power, cuz you got the brain. If we get together, we'll do this. Back then, how many people would have did that, Bob?
Right.
Not TC.
I know,
because I don't like certain people. I have my own mind. And we know people would have been running the city if they had their choice.
Right.
So I always have my own mind. I always look at things different. When I get older, I start understand. I can't help it. Maybe I am attached because I was number one for my mama. I was loving my grandmama, and I love my great grandmama, and I do that. They was everything to me. So maybe like you said, we based on our experiences different. I know for a fact that my grandfather was took out by them people.
Okay.
My grandmama, which is my mama, Jordan and daddy, my grandmama raised me a whole different way. Okay. They can use your cone, don't bring them home. It wasn't none of that. So we had different experiences.
Okay.
When it comes to that. So I'm speaking from what I see, and you speak for what you see, but what cannot be denied is the history of what really happened.
Right.
And what cannot be denied, the perpetrators that did the things that cannot be denied. Now we can have our own thought process and our own belief system and all that, but I'm not to shock nobody. But when you study who you are, we're spiritual people. That's the reason why they put us a religion on us. Some of us keep us praying. You could pray to a doorknob, Bob, and put your heart in it, and you're gonna move. Why? Because God is in you. But see, we not grasping that. Okay, so when you study and learn who you are, that don't mean that you don't like nobody. You don't like the real problems. The real issues is the system that's set up against us and the laws that we think fits us was not made for us, but we don't ever want to attack it. The number one thing I took out the Starbucks thing is why them brothers can say, I'm just waiting for somebody, officer. Why they had to get arrested. See, that's what I took out of that. I ain't going about the racist thing. I'm going on the laws. I guarantee you, if there was another racial influence, they said, we're just waiting for our friends to pull up. And the person pull up in the process now, they wouldn't have been arrested. But the law allowed them to do these injustices. Right? You talk about justice. The laws, when we going to really, instead of keep protesting somebody getting killed or walking down there holding hands and stop, why we don't go what's real? It's a fact. We are still honoring an amended constitution with an article to cover up the amendment that they did to give us plays. We weren't even involved in the process of making these rules. And then we want to sit up here and, when it matters, wonder why we can't put $1 down in Inglewood and go buy that all that land for $1. Go try it. And you're going to see how the system is set up different. So why is that? Now let's look back to the laws. I mean, I'm not the only one who can do it. I'm probably the only one I'm not the only one that looked either. You can look up the history of Indiana. You can look up how all these laws and things that transform around where the Klan was devolved. It's proven that the police officers, the judges, and all the people that made the laws, the presidents who signed the Constitution, all of them had slaves.
Let me send out some shout outs real quick. Wayne Davis has joined us.
What's up, Wayne? What's up, brother?
Elder Jarvis Jones, what's good, homeboy? Michael Holmes Sr., what's up? Melvin Smith, what's good? Linda Farr, what's happening? Leon Key, what's up, man? That's a long time name.
Leon Key.
Leon Key, man, what's up, man?
Well, Leon Key, was man. Tough back at
he used to punk me back in school. Leon Key, man, used to punk me, man. He was like in ninth grade, man, 7 times. No, I'm just talking to the
thug back in the day. What up, Leon? Oh, wow.
That was good, man. Jay McAllister was good. Thanks for joining the show. Monique McGee, what's going on?
What up,
How you
Monique
doing,
McGee?
lady? Lisa Brown, how you doing? Thanks for joining the show. My man D Money says slave masters know the prowess of the Africans.
So they control it with this, So we see everybody, it's like when we break it down.
He said, know thyself.
You got to.
Andrew C. Martin
they took us from there, Bob.
What's good, man? Andrew C. Martin, up, man. Antonio Smith, Bay. What's going on?
I'm looking at the people.
Kimberly Mayfield. Did I say what's up to them already? Okay.
Probably did.
Let me throw these quick things
out
there.
Throw them out. Let's go by 5 minutes.
10 minutes before our guests come on. This was real important.
I'm glad LeBron lost. Okay, go ahead, Bob. I'm glad he down 2-1. Go ahead, Bob. Killer, better than Jordan them. This dude a stat stuffer. He garbage, overrated. There's no way Kobe and them gonna lose to no Oladipo. Well, go ahead, Bob. Jordan gonna let Oladipo outdo him. Go ahead, Bob. LeBron, Joanna man.
I'm gonna a few shots out to a few people that I wanted to acknowledge. First of all, Tanisha K. Brooks, good deeds up there in Michigan. The reason why I'm sending that shout out to her is because she has a thrift store. She's a black woman that opened up a thrift store in almost a predominantly white neighborhood, and in a lot of those white people, over 50%. I would go as far as say probably 60% of white people support her business. That's not a knock on anything. I'm just saying I see some evidence of if you put a product out there that white people will come out and support it without asking you to change who you are. She played jazz music and it feels black when you go in there. It don't feel white is what I'm saying. So I acknowledge that in her. I acknowledge the grind in her. Jason Perry. When I met Jason Perry is the first black man that I've ever met that was over a predominantly white congregation and that they listened to him in a real genuine type of way, like some people would change their direction. I'm not saying everybody like, people like that, but what I'm saying is it was inspiring to me to see. I'd never seen a black man up close and personal in a leadership position in a spot where people's moral codes were. That matters. That's why Martin Luther King Jr. called Sunday the most divided day in America, because that means no matter you can hide where your moral code is, over in your corner of the life, but to invite a black man in and him be a leader in that situation, those type of things inspire me. So the things that I'm naming inspire me. When I look at President Obama, and at the time when President Obama won the presidency, Washington D.C. was the minority majority, and New Mexico was a minority majority. At that time, there was the only 2 states. All the rest of the states was majority white. So that's why I want to keep the argument on justice and liberty, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about we all want to see justice, but we cannot deny we don't have liberty. And so I'm trying to promote how do we respond and how do we act with the liberties that are in place, because I have evidence in my life that liberty can make you move in a way that can that you will be positioned to control your circumstances and your situations. That is Bob's argument. That's the only argument. Bob never argued against justice. That'd be stupid to even think that my disposition would be in that way. So my point is, I'm always arguing liberty because I can see that's what we can control. That's just my only point.
The point you made about, it was only 2 New Mexico, Washington, D.C. You said, it was the 2 minority ruled places, right? And he still won, basically, right? And, he would win. Let's be real. Look what he did. Yeah. He ain't stayed to his roots. That's how the system goes. So otherwise, I feel the system needs to be changed. He didn't stick to what it was. Let's be real. Look what he had to do in order to get to win. That's what I'm saying. It's like in order for something to be right, we need to tear down the stuff in place that's keeping a certain way, man. They had a long run. They probably against white supremacy, and now it's time to change these rules.
Now, here's the thing, TC. This is my last statement on this subject, and then we'll bring in our guests.
I want my last statement too. You ain't gonna share my last statement.
We're going with your last statement. Go with your last statement.
I'm responding to you.
Okay, let me break mine.
I gotta swallow.
I'll let you. I'll let you make your last
I gotta
statement.
swallow mine. You go say a point. Well, that's it, Nate. Bring it to the government. Bring that back.
You gotta be saying, I gotta try to figure out what's the benefit of being the host. The host don't never get the last statement. All right, check this out. Not with TC in the room. Check this out. Black people in America, I feel this way, are uniquely positioned in a way because of the word liberty. Black people, through all of the sacrifice that occurred, are uniquely positioned in America to destroy white supremacy. We're the only people in the world that is positioned to destroy white supremacy. Black people in America.
Can you explain that real quick?
Because we don't see, the thing is, going through a system and the demand is justice. Liberty positions us for justice. We demand justice every day. So liberty positions you, the control that you have with liberty, have you in the same system that has dominated the entire world. But black people in America, from within, are the only ones that's positioned to destroy the whole white supremacy has had on the world. That's what I feel. That's why I get excited about understanding liberty, because progressively I've got evidence that liberty, we've grown and grown. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because I don't want to make it sound like we should be thankful. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're positioned in a different way, because white supremacy is a real issue. That's a real issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people, whoever in white supremacy positions, ain't gonna let you have whatever they got easily. But we position, and we continually can be positioned through a word called liberty. Anyway, go ahead and get the last word so we can get out of here.
We're just gonna go. I'm trying, I don't see that at all. But I feel you, liberty, justice, But I mean, when it's all boiled down factually, we don't see how much liberty we got when we go against this system that's designed to keep us away. Ain't no liberty and justice when you go into court. How we run around talking about we Americans and the Constitution for us, and we will be judged by our peers. You name me somebody with 9 blacks and 3 whites in their jury. The system not set up for us. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. No, you good?
Yeah, I'm finished.
No, I'm gonna wait for you to give me the thumbs up.
Thumbs up, brother.
Thumbs up. I need to see your thumb.
Bam.
On the side of break, we'll bring our guest, Miss L. Wu, in the building with all the energy she got. See, now we had this first hour so we can get all this stuff out. We need to get that out.
Yeah.
And then, we're going to motivate us up. Now we're going to get all motivated up by L. Wu and her energy. Y'all going to really enjoy her energy. So we're going to set it up. She's going to come in here. She's going to light up the whole studio, because that's how she get down. On the other side of break, we'll bring in our special guest for the day. Listen to Joe Jack with Bob and TC.
On IntellectualRadio.com, man.
Say that. Welcome back to Joe Talking with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. The telephone number is 708-223-8953. We always feel free to chime in on any conversation we had. Me and TC did our best. We did our best to try to clean up, at least be clear about where we stood on that issue.
Not our best though, I don't want to lose my friendship around here, right. That corner eye. All the people at Edge know about that corner eye. I want to be Joe Jack with Bob and Atiba. You know what I'm saying?
Let's bring it in our guest real quick, man. From Madison, Illinois, let's give it up for L.
In the building.
What's going on?
Hey, L.
You got to do a quick breakdown of your name. You got about 30 names up there.
Yeah.
First of all, go with L. Wu. Break that down for us.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, L. Wu stands for Lauren Ward Overcoming Obstacles and Learning Wisdom, Optimism, and Opportunity.
Oh, I didn't know it's there. Oh, that's a lot of
Learning wisdom.
One more time.
Two acronyms.
Okay, break it down again for us.
So Lauren Ward Overcoming Obstacles and Learning Wisdom, Optimism, and Opportunity. So L. Wu Enterprises, which is Lauren Ward Overcoming Obstacles, that's my for-profit. And then my not-for-profit is L. Wu Academy, which is Learning Wisdom, Optimism, and Opportunity.
That's what's up.
What's the focus on that one real quick? We got a few things we got to get into it with you. So start with that one since you named those your non-for-profits. I want you to talk about your non-profits real quick off the top.
Okay, so first, my for-profit, which is L. Wu Enterprises, that's where I do my speaking engagements. I have my books. I also have T-shirts and motivational CDs that I sell. So every time I have speaking engagements, it's really helpful because afterwards, people always want my books and my T-shirts and products. So it's easy for me to say, oh, okay, this is how much this is. They come right up to my table, and it's easy for me to just do the purchase. Then with the not-for-profit, that's my program. So that's where I conduct my workshops and my seminars and webinars.
Okay. So, and congratulations, you got married to this big football player over here. You showed us. Congratulations. How long you been married?
Thank you so much. We've been married now for 7 months. As a matter of fact, it's coming up on 8.
That's what's up.
Congratulations. You got and you're an author?
Yes.
These are 2 books you've written?
Yes.
In case y'all can see, that's so y'all can see those. The first book is called The 6-Step Plan, Rising to Greatness to Fulfill Your Destiny, Lawrence C. Ward. The second book is Still on the Rise to Achieving Greatness, Lawrence C. Ward. I want you to talk about your books first of all. First of all, I want you to talk about the 6-step plan.
Okay.
And just briefly, because I want to ask you questions about the 6-step plan. So just do a brief summary of both books.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, just quickly.
So I wrote the first book back in 2014. It's called The 6-Step Plan, Rising to Greatness to Fulfill Your Destiny. Mm-hmm. So it's God first, then education, marriage, your own kids, and then basically just building you up to have a foundation so that you know which direction to keep going towards. And then Still on the Rise to Achieving Greatness is basically me talking about how I've overcame so many obstacles in my life and I've still been able to be successful.
And you have a TV show.
Yes.
You just everywhere. Like,
yes.
I ain't gonna lie. When you first, you got a TV show. Let's talk about this one first because there's so much going on with you. Like, you used to have a show here on Intellectual Radio.
Yes.
Talk about the show you used to have on Intellectual Radio.
Yes. So I had a show here on Intellectual Radio, and it was amazing. It was actually with me and Mr. Winfrey and Miss Wanda. They're amazing people. They really believed in my dreams, and they helped me to get started with the vision. I had to end up taking a break because planning a wedding, it is not easy. It's a lot of hard work. And so I took a break. And then also I live pretty far out south. So I always told myself I would get back started. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Not only do I want to get back started in radio, I really want to get started back in television too, because my background is actually in journalism and communications. I graduated from Howard University with my BA in broadcast journalism and a minor in acting, and then from Northwestern University with my master's in communications. So my dream has always been to be a talk show host. And then I'm a motivational speaker plus an author. So I was like, okay, well, shoot, not only am I going to get back to radio and contact Mr. Winfrey and them and tell them to get the show back going, I'm going to go for the gusto and go ahead and get the television show going.
That's what's up.
That's
So,
what's up.
and you got your television show. So.
Yeah, I started that.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show?
So the show is called The El Woo Show.
Okay.
Yes, the El Woo Talk Show.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we actually just launched on March 25th. As a matter of fact, I did a segment for Women's History Month. And I interviewed Vanessa Abrin, Kelly Fair, and Evelyn Holmes. So Vanessa Abrin is a PR specialist, amazing at what she does. Kelly Fair is actually a mentor advocate. She's the founder of Polished Pebbles. And so she helps girls to basically come up with how to be more confident and have an effective communication. And then Evelyn Holmes is a reporter and anchor on ABC 7 News.
Okay, that's good. So, I mean, you really had a background. You really went to school hoping that you would become what you're becoming.
Yes.
But you just took a different path
right
to get there than the one you anticipated.
Exactly. That is so true. That is so true, Bob and TC. I did, because I sure did. I thought that immediately when I came out of school at 23.
Got my credentials. Here I am.
Right. Thank
Right.
you. I thought when I came out at 23 that I was going to be that reporter and anchor immediately. And I mean, I sent out my newsreel, my resume, my cover letter, just to be told that I was overqualified or that I needed more experience. And I was devastated, because by the time I'm 25, I couldn't understand how I had went so hard to pursue being a journalist, and I was working as a substitute teacher at Victoria's Secrets, and so it wasn't adding up.
So after you got your master's, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Right. So after you got your
Wow.
master's degree, you got your BA from Howard University.
Right.
So HU.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know. I just want to see if you got it. All right. I ain't go to Howard, so I just like it when y'all say that. But you Howard University, BA in journalism,
Right.
Victoria's Secret,
Yes.
and as a substitute teacher.
Yes.
That had to be devastating.
It was very devastating. It was very devastating. I'm an AKA too. I mean, I man, when I tell you I've worked for everything that I have, I mean, I just couldn't believe that my reality was that. And that definitely wasn't the plan that I had. And I even fell into a depression for a while, because I just was really quite embarrassed about where I currently was after I had worked so hard to get to what I wanted to be. And so I had to really cry out for help, and I cried out to help for God. I'm a very, 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 very firm believer that God will, work everything out. He's everything for me. And so I thank my parents. I'm an only child, and I thank my parents for the foundation and instilling those CUT principles within me. I'm from Christ Universal Temple, so I thank them for that, because when I fell on hard times, it was my parents and Ty, who's my husband now. He was my boyfriend then, and my family that were really able to get me through that. And I believe that God really came to me at that time in my life to show me that I needed to stop being on my plan and start being on his plan. I remember this day so vividly. I broke down crying in the car, just asking God, why me? What did I do wrong? I'm not a bad person. I go to church. I read the Bible. I do right by other people. I'm like, what did I do wrong? And God spoke directly to me. He said, many are called, but only few are chosen. And you are the chosen one. And I didn't understand what that meant. I'm like, well, if I'm the chosen one, then why am I here? And he's like, because you're not using your gift. And I didn't understand that. I'm like, wait a minute. I have been using my gift. I'm supposed to be a reporter and anchor. He said, no, you need to use your gift. And then it reminded me that since the 8th grade, I've always been a motivational speaker. But that was the gift that I always shied away from, because I'm like, who can go to school to be a motivational speaker? Like, come on, I'm not trying to be the next Les Brown. I'm like, no, that's just not for me. But he's like, no, this is your natural talent. This is your gift. So I was like, okay, well, what do I need to do? He was like, be obedient. Start using your gift. And I did. I started using my gift when I was substitute teaching. I started using my gift when I was at Victoria's Secrets. Before you knew it, I was inspiring and empowering the people around me, especially the young people in District 227. So I started using my gift. And then that's what motivated me to write the book in 2014. 2015. And then it just kept going from there. I wrote the next book in 2016. Actually, this is my year to write my third book that I'm currently working on. And I had to tell myself, like, you know, I have to get out of my own head with thinking that I have to be that reporter and anchor. I've got to get out of that box. And now I finally get it at the age of 29, because I always wanted to be in my career before 30. I finally get it now. I'm not supposed to be a reporter and anchor. God has showed me that being in that box and having the news director to tell me what topics to report on, that's not what he wants me to do. He wants me to have this platform where I'm able to motivate the masses and teach young people that you don't have to compromise your integrity, that you really can follow your dreams. You really can be somebody. Our ancestors have worked so hard for us to get to this point. And how dare you think that just because you're not where you need to be, or you feel like you haven't achieved something that somebody else has on social media, that you're not going to get there. What's for you is for you. Nobody can take that from you. Nobody on this earth can ever be you. We're all originals. Nobody is a copy. Identical twins don't even have the same DNA.
Right.
So that's what's motivated me to this day. And I'm happy to finally be walking in my purpose, and that I've accepted my gift, and that I'm utilizing that each and every day to inspire and impact the masses.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to throw a question at you, someone, because I can get caught up in listening to you. You're about ready to throw some money at you or something. I wanted to bring up the fact your grandmother, because you brought that up in the book.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up the impact that she had, what she told you when you were young.
Yeah.
She told you something, so I want you to share with us. What did your grandmother tell you, and how did it shape you?
Yes. So my grandmother is the matriarch in my family. And she really is the woman to this day that motivates and inspires all of us to keep going after our dreams. And when I was younger, she made sure, and she made an effort to make sure that I always was putting my best foot forward, and that I never, ever lost sight of who I am and who I needed to be. And as a result of her making so many sacrifices, with her being a single mom, raising 4 girls, my mom and dad are from the projects. I don't know what that's like growing up, but I know one thing: my grandmother worked her butt off to make sure that all 4 of her girls knew what it felt like to be loved, that they had a relationship with God. And she made sure that they stayed true to their morals and values. And as a result, it was able to be instilled within me. But without her example, without her being brave enough to be the strong Black woman that she was in such a time where Black people, Black women in general, specifically couldn't even be who they were because you're fearful of, oh, well, I don't want to say or do this because somebody will look at me differently, or racism being such a major part and not feeling confident enough to really be you. She had enough confidence. She had enough confidence to say, you know what, yes, I am, and yes, I can. And I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to be me. So
do you experience racism on your levels that, from your experience, do you experience it at all?
Yeah, I actually experienced it last year when I was working at a company in Northbrook. I hated my job. I'm blessed to be where I am now. I'm at the Chicago Urban League, and I feel like each and every day that what I do matters. But actually, about 7 months ago, before I was laid off from the company, I did experience racism and a lot of envy too. And that's why I'm so proud of our race. I'm just so proud of everything that's happening for African Americans right now. Seeing Beyonce, give a dedication and a shout out to all the HBCUs and the sororities and the fraternities. And now to see that Chadwick from Wakanda is speaking at Howard University, I feel so empowered. Like our race is just, wow, we're trailblazing right now. I mean, we're really showing how dope it is to be a Black person in America today. I mean, we've already known it for the longest, but we truly are kings and queens. I'm just so proud of us. So I know a lot of times we can focus on what we don't have, but let's focus on what we do have. I mean, we're killing it right now. And even though racism has played a part in my journey, and even still to this day, I won't let it stop me. How dare I feel like I need to let it stop me when I come from Martin Luther King standing up for us, Rosa Parks sitting down for us. I mean, Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison just for us. So, I mean, Jesus Christ rose on the 3rd day just for us. So there is no excuse for me to quit or want to give up. I can't. I mean, my husband and I, we don't even have children yet. But when I tell you that I live for my unborn children already, when I tell you that I live for my parents and my sister and my family, I live for that. I can't stop. I got a little girl or a little boy that's looking up to me right now. That's saying, man, if she can, I can too. That's why one of my sayings that I made up is, thank you for saying I can't, because now I know I can. Thank you for saying I won't, because now I know I will. Thank you for saying that I wasn't qualified, because now that I'm equipped with all the tools that I need to be successful. So thank you for not believing in me, because my God said, yes, I can. And as long as I serve a mighty God, no man can ever alter what he has for me. And that's what I believe.
Your parents is are you an only child?
Yeah.
I know I was picking up in the book. I said she sounds like an only child. Anytime when you lay in between your parents when you 28 years old,
Yeah.
I don't know how old you was. You was grown. If that's what he picked up in the book, he said you was laying in between your parents.
Yes.
They sung you a song to sleep. You was depressed about it.
Yes.
Now, but your parents was kind of slick. I mean, your dad specifically slick. He's smart.
Yeah,
He's smart.
yeah.
And both of your parents, your mother, first of all, your mother was educated.
Yes.
She got a bachelor's. I didn't catch it. She
her bachelor's and her master's.
She got a bachelor's and she got 2 bachelors or 2 masters.
She has 1 bachelor's and 2 masters. Mm-hmm.
And what?
Health administration,
okay,
and business. So, cause she actually works in corporate America, so she a bad sister, and she used to model too.
Okay, now your dad said something that was like, I said, okay, this is a good dad. The first one was this is a good dad. Okay, the second was like, oh man, this dude right here. I said, it's a smart dude right here. This is the example. Example was he told her, you was gotten discouraged about something. He gonna tell you, yeah, look, you gotta remember, I was born in 44. Your mama was born in 55, and you was born in 88.
Yes.
We was all born in double years. That means something, girl.
Yeah.
That's just a good father, man. Do what good fathers do. Then another thing he said, he said, what was that? What was the other one?
He got so
no, I know what it was. He said, your last name is Ward. You a Ward.
Oh, yeah.
If you take the D off, that means war.
Yeah.
I said, this is a fantastic father right here.
Man.
Go ahead, I want you to speak.
Yeah, I'm so blessed for my parents. When I tell you, like, me being born on Christmas Day, and I mean, literally, they were just sitting down to dinner, about to eat that food, that good old dinner that my grandma had just made, and fried chicken, the greens, all of that. And then their special package came. And so my mom and dad, ever since I was born, they brought me home in the Christmas stocking and everything. And they brought me home in the Christmas stocking. And they've been my rocks, man. Every time I'm feeling down and out, they're pouring all of their unconditional love and support. They're my biggest fans. I just thank God for them. I try not to get emotional, but it's a lot of people in this world that don't have their parents. It's a lot of people in this world that parents were drug abuse or alcoholics, or their parents didn't believe in their dreams. And so for me to be able to have my mom and dad, I don't take that lightly, because I know it's a lot of people in this world that really just needed that. They feel like they needed that in order to be successful. And it plays a major role in my life. And that's why I'm always working so hard. That's my motivation to keep going. Because I'm like, look at everything my parents have done for me, sending me to the best schools, best clothes, friends, family, always being there for every speaking engagement and the books and providing me with so much love and support, and financially always being there. And when I've been down at my lowest point, they've always been the ones to remind me of who I am and how great I am. And that's why I work so hard, because just to see the smile on their faces, just to see how proud they are of me, just to see that I made it to this point at 29 and I've been able to accomplish so much. And they just keep saying, keep going, baby girl. Like, I'm so thankful for my mom and dad, man.
Get us up here crying and stuff like that. You got me getting teared up. You got some Kleenex over there? Right behind.
Yeah.
Right here. Right here. My girl, you are, whoa. Like an old man getting up this too.
Thank you.
I want to give a few shouts out. Linda Lewis, thanks for joining. John Bond said, thank you for hating. Now I know that I am loved. Tiger Toledo says she has passion. Explanation point. John Bond, the truth. Thank y'all for joining. the telephone number is 708-223-89.
I'm
sorry, I'm getting my own number away. 708-223
8953. 708-223-8953 Intellectual Radio.
Got me excited and emotional up here. I'm going to shoot out some stuff and I want you to comment however you want to. Transparent. TC, I guess we're opening up the floor now. We got the beautiful part of the interview out the way. I just want to hear your take on some of these things because you mentioned racial issues that's going on. Education. This quote right here. I want you to start here. You can take it however you want to. Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change the world. I want you to take the concept of education because all I'm going to do is go down the points of your 6 steps, and I want you to elaborate on them as I touch on them.
Yes. So education is extremely important to me because somebody can take away your house. They can take away your kids. They can take the clothes off your back, but something that nobody can ever take away from you is your education. So I say, put your all into that. I mean, we watch television. Sure, I'm not knocking it. We all have our favorite shows, but make sure that you continuously pouring value into yourself. They got their money. Right. We got to get ours. Right. So
y'all want to start preaching right there. I heard that.
Yeah. That's the motivational speaker in me. So I'd say, yeah, education is key. It's extremely important. And, you know, they didn't want us to learn how to read and write. You know, for so long, we had to fight just to do that. So I say, make sure that you keep picking up books, doing research, praying, doing anything that you can to stimulate your mind, stimulate your purpose, because you have a vision. Everybody has a dream. So do everything that you can to fulfill it. And you will do that if you start investing more of your time into knowledge.
What about people who say, man, education ain't really for me? You know, I mean, there's other ways I can do to get money. You know, it's like you found your gift, you know what I'm saying? Your background, your family, you the only child. You got people, you got your mama, your daddy, your mama was in college, you know, you sound like you had a structure. Like, I mean, what's my path? Like, how do I go down this path of education? I mean, what do you say to a person who comes with those level of diversion, the things that can be diversion to them? What do you say?
Yes. Well, my mom, you know, like I said, she has her bachelor's and 2 masters, but my dad didn't finish. He went to Kennedy King. He was able to get his certification from there, but my dad didn't go like as far as my mom did. My dad is an entrepreneur. He started his own business, Yogi's Top-Flight Limousine Service. So he also didn't have like the prestigious educational background like my mom. However, although you might not feel like education is for you, that's why I was saying, even with some of the great leaders, like I know Steve Jobs, and they always talk about like some of the people who didn't go to school and still were able to become millionaires. They all still read books.
Right.
They all, you know, my thing is, you might not feel like education is important, the traditional route, but at the end of the day, in order to get to where you need to be, you still have to invest your time into reading and growing and surrounding yourself with mentors and going to networking events. You have to educate yourself. You must, because if you don't, you'll be in a situation like Fantasia was, where she signed a contract and didn't even realize that she was getting bamboozled because she couldn't read. She didn't really know the contract the way she needed to know it. And I mean, so it can really be taken advantage of if you just don't know the basics. You at least got to know the basics, okay? You got to know how to read, write, math. It's key. You're doing a disservice to yourself and even to the people who look up to you. I mean, at the end of the day, when you get on that type of platform, you have to remember that you are an inspiration to others. That's why it kills me with Lil Wayne. I know my husband will be like, God, dog, and she brought, because my husband, I know that's one of his favorite artists, but I can't stand Lil Wayne, but because he has such a huge platform, and he still found a way on his platform to talk about the dark skin, light skin, to use the B word and everything. And then his own daughter is dark. So
do you hate Quentin Tarantino? Do you hate all these directors and actors that call women all kind of names, or only because a brother do, a young dude do as a problem? Do you hate any of them? Do you hate Morton Schwartzy? Do you hate any of these people?
Or woman that disrespects?
But you will bring Lil Wayne up, but all other people you find.
Yeah, Lil Wayne. You want to know why? Because every song that he has is memorable with him saying something that degrades women. I'm sorry.
So you don't like Danny Glover, right? You don't like Danny Glover, do you?
I don't.
He had sex with a little girl because it's entertainment.
I don't know about that.
You seen Color Purple, right? Rap is an entertainment, right? It's a form of entertainment.
Rap is entertainment. Sure.
Ain't the movie's entertainment.
Color Purple.
So do you hate Danny Glover for putting black women, putting out there that he doing having sex with a little girl? No, you ain't gonna look at that
Purple-
like that. But when a brother
No.
do something and he don't say the right thing, we gotta be judged for everything we do. But the same thing happened with your white people. I don't see you up and saying you can't stand Hugh Hefner. I don't see you up and saying you can't stand the porno industry.
Well,
but I'm just saying.
first of all, I didn't say that I hated Lil Wayne. I said I disliked some of his messages, and I have the right. I'm entitled to my own
you are
opinion.
entitled. I'm saying, I'm just asking why
And
things
so with Color
surrounded.
Purple, no, I don't look at it the same way.
I
I
know.
don't look at it the same way at all because
I know.
that's a movie. We're talking about a rap artist, and so in my opinion, like I said before with Lil Wayne, I don't necessarily agree with his message. I think that he can tailor it a little bit. It doesn't always have to come off so degrading towards women, and that's for anybody. I just thought of Lil Wayne because he was the first person that popped to my mind. And like I just said, my husband listens to his music, so clearly I would know more about Lil Wayne and the type of message that he portrays because my husband listens to him. Now, Danny Glover, I don't know the last time he was in a movie. Sure, I remember Color Purple, but I don't follow. I don't follow him like that. Like I said, Lil Wayne is somebody popular. He's somebody my husband listens to, so I know more of the songs. And unfortunately, it's kind of like, you know how when you bring home a report card and you can have several A's on there and then it's only one F. I'm not choosing to just solely focus on the F, but unfortunately, sometimes when you are degrading and it can be negative, that's sometimes all that you remember because people don't always remember what you say and what you do, but they do remember how you make them feel. And when I listen to Lil Wayne's message, it always reminds me of how it makes me feel as a Black woman.
That's deep. Number 3, career.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about career.
Career is very important to me because I think it's important to never give up on your dreams. Like I said before, I went to school to be a reporter and ain't stop and realize what my journey and my purpose truly is. I had to remember that I need to stop being on my plan and start understanding that my journey is continuous, that I don't have to pressure myself each and every day like, oh my God, you haven't achieved this yet. Like, give yourself some time. And for me to be 29, I've accomplished a lot. I always said I wanted to be in my career before 30, and I'm doing that. I'm living my dream right now. So I have to give myself for that. And I think that anybody out there that has a dream, you should keep pushing for it. Don't live a mediocre lifestyle. You were put on this earth to be above average. So don't settle. Don't settle. And I think it's really important to understand that your dream is something that has to be achieved because happiness is key. You know, don't work somewhere and you're there for 8 hours and you're miserable. I say challenge yourself, you know, get a job at least where you see yourself that it aligns with who you are. That's why I love the Chicago Urban League so much because with me being a career development specialist, I teach a class. I have a 5-day and a 10-day class. So I help people build their resumes and their cover letters. I also give them interviewing, working, and branding. So I get the opportunity to do motivational speaking every day. I get to pour into my students every day. So see, that aligns with my passion and my purpose. Now, like I said, 7 months ago, that wasn't my situation. I was working in sales and I hated my job. And so I was crying on my way to work. I was crying on my way from work. I was crying on my lunch break, telling my husband I can't do this no more. So I say, live your best life. As Cardi B was saying, live your best life. You know, and so I say, don't accept anything less than that.
You can't be on Jaw Jack and quoting Cardi B. Like,
right. Like,
we gotta stop you. I'm in love with your motivation and everything else, but you ain't gonna be saying no Cardi B. Cardi B is.
She'll disrespect women. She don't make black women the wrong message.
I didn't say she was perfect. I didn't say Lil Wayne was perfect. I said Lil Wayne got a lot of music that degrades
We got to
women.
put in a little resistance to you to see how you get down. This ain't no love fest. So when you talk, we going to challenge
That's
certain
right.
things to see how you get down.
Oh, not
That's
a problem.
all right. You're
D-Money.
motivational speaker.
Not a
D
problem.
Money says the bigger question is why don't the radio stations play the positive hip hop artists?
Yeah.
D Money also says self-educate. John Bond threw up a fist to you.
Can we
Yeah.
can we address this for a minute?
And right on, sister. D Money said, right.
Music is a form of entertainment. Okay, if you don't teach your kids at home the difference between what a rapper is saying and try to take it all literal, then there's something wrong with the training you're giving your people, because it's a form of entertainment like anything else. Why is it when we do it, our people do something, we find a way to get out of control? Because Lil Wayne wasn't going to no college. Lil Wayne wasn't finna that. Look at that dude wasn't finna do that, but he found a way to get out, and it was a form of rap music. So why do those guys that find a way out in their niche. You ain't, I mean, these little guys that's out here now, I don't know they all their names, but I done seen the videos of my cat, the Kodak black dude, all these little guys, they wasn't finna go to no Spelman or no college, but they found a way to take care of their family and their friends, and the means that is formed for everybody to do it. So I didn't understood how it's like it's just a quick attack. I know why it's a quick attack with rap, because that's the only thing they bringing these so-called ghetto kids out to make millions. So of course it's gonna always be a way to try to put an unfair thing in that way, but it's all kind of movies to me. I don't care if I listen to a rap song, it might motivate me, like listen to R. Kelly, anything like that, it'll motivate you. But you put that porno on, or if you put Scarface in the moment, they cooking the crack in your face, that's gonna be a whole different meaning than listening to lyrics. But it just, I just want to know how it just always, get turned that way when it's various ways of disrespecting our women out here. But it's never be really talked about. It's not dressed on the phone. We ran because this dude called a girl a bad word or swipe a card through in the video.
Why do you say that Lil Wayne wasn't going to college?
I'm going off the facts I see. You're not going to college if you're doing drugs at a young age. You're not going to college if you out there tatted all in your face. That's not what he was on. I'm not saying he couldn't be a good student, but he chose not to.
We don't know him personally, so
we know his choice,
but we don't know what was going through his head when he was growing up. He could have felt like he wanted to go to college. He could have said, you know what, I do want to. That's something I want to achieve. I want to set the example for my children. I want that, but we don't know who he was looking up to in his environment. And all I'm saying is that since there are so many people who look up to him, I'm just saying you have the opportunity to switch up your message. It doesn't always have to be the same. And unfortunately, like I said, when I listen to his music, I don't always hear the substance as far as it being positive. And that's just my opinion. And the same thing with Cardi B. I said living my best life. That's a line that I like from her that I turned into. It's like in this world, a lot of people wanted to kind of be about the sex and the profanity and everything. I don't think that Cardi B is necessarily the best choice, because I know her background was that she was a stripper. She kind of, in my opinion, compromised her integrity to get there. I know a lot of people look up to her just the same way they do Lil Wayne, but that's why I'm pushing to be the first L Woo in the world, to show a lot of young people that you don't have to sell the drugs or be the stripper in order to be successful. Now, not that I'm judging them. Absolutely not. I'm not judging Lil Wayne. I'm not judging Cardi B. If you choose like that's the best way you want to represent yourself, then fine. But I just know for me personally that when I listen to the music, when I think of how I want to leave behind my legacy, that's not the way that I would do it. So that's why I'm pushing so hard to be that light in the world for young people, because I want to set the example to show them that you can still have your morals and values and your dignity and still get to the top and be respected.
And that's nothing wrong with that. What you're saying is true and make great points, but just that I just had to call it out what I saw. That's like, I know a very lot of ways in which people are degrading our black women out here.
And how else, TC?
I mean, watch a movie. Just watch anything.
Well, I was going to say that, it's for us to kind of like get conditioned a little bit to come out of hopelessness, with a voice. I think that's what feels uncomfortable. It's not the fact a lot of rap. It's like rap shows like almost like an ethic type of mindset to develop as an adjustment to the conditions. And then a voice came out of that. And then the voice came out of it, even though it makes money. I'm not trying to knock it to say, I'm not even putting my own personal opinion on. I agree with you, actually, that, what I'm saying, hey, how else they was going to make money? And it's legal money, but for me to speak on how it make women feel, if a man say a certain thing about women, I can't speak on that, because I don't know how.
Right, I agree with
you know what I'm saying? I can't speak on that, so I will never challenge that feeling in a woman.
Just to be clear, I didn't challenge your feeling. I just understand it. I understand the prospect. I'm saying because it's like whenever we make examples of stuff, like perfect example. Let's keep it real. Hey, when Usher's supposed to give somebody some disease on the internet, we kill him. But then you see Charlie Sheen passing out HIV, and I ain't seen a meme. Yeah. You see the point I'm making? It's like ever something we do that they would ever, it's like automatic light shine. But then you go watch The Last House on the Left, and they raping that little girl all on TV and the screen. Okay. They raping her. I don't see no people up there saying that's degrading women. Stop it. I don't see none of that.
But at the same time, is sometimes when we speak as blacks, we speak from a almost a family type of way of saying, like, I wish this wasn't coming out of my family.
But where was this?
No, I'm just saying that's just a disposition. When I speak about blacks, I speak with a certain sense of pride. Like some blacks might do something I don't even know them, but it's embarrassing because they black. Like, come on, man, look at you, man. Like when we remember when the DC sniper turned out to be black.
Oh,
Man, I was betting everybody he was white. Man, when the DC sniper turned out to be black, man, I was embarrassed. Man.
yeah, everybody, people was high.
Man, I lost bets and dinners and everything else. Like I'm talking about when my vein coming out my neck, it worked strong. Like I bet you he white. I bet you dude white. Turned out to be black. I'm just saying sometimes certain pride of ownership or putting our opinion on our own blacks, regardless of how they make their success. I think we just like, man, Lil Wayne, and he making money, but I wish he quit saying the MEITC word. I think that's just what it is. I don't think
because y'all, I mean, we don't want to set the fact that some of the women we talk about really exist.
No. I think we accept it.
I'm just saying, like, I don't see Lil Wayne.
Like proud.
I ain't saying,
but, and then I want to say this too. It really does sound like we're talking about accountability. So the thing is that the same way I'm holding Lil Wayne accountable, if he was in this room right now, and I would hold Cardi B accountable, trust me, I say things about Caucasians too. I never agreed with that little girl, the Cash Me Out girl. The one who was on Dr. Phil.
You got all that money, you got paid.
You see, so trust me. It just ain't Lil Wayne that I'm saying something about. I'm also saying something about all races. Yeah. That Cash Me Out girl, I couldn't believe that when she was on the airplane, the way she disrespected her mother and she disrespected the passengers. Then she got on Dr. Phil and was turning up on her mom. And then they go and give her a record deal. I said, oh my God.
Right.
I said, Lord, why? I said, what's going on here? I couldn't figure out as to why this could possibly happen. I said, why? Like they do at church.
And we're gonna leave this alone, but I just want to make enough purpose that I always make these examples when we come out people and us. Lil Wayne, we stuck with him right now, disrespect and get paid. We know he wrong and wish. And then, but Eminem can come in the rap game, talk about he hate his mama, he'll kill his mama, and all crazy stuff, and not nobody says.
He's crazy to me.
But nobody don't say nothing. The point I'm making is, it's like when the when the magnifying glass on one of us, we just can't look at what it is. I don't know. I'm not saying you. You're successful. I ain't saying you. I know you. But it's like they look like he shouldn't have that. All he do is, that mentality to me gets on my nerve, okay? Because the way the rules set up anyway, where it's systematically set up anyway, unless you get, corporate and cut your mustache and stuff off and get up there and bow down and get in that world, you in trouble if you don't do that. If you don't change, this is factual. You get up in that world. So if somebody found a way when the system against, they tried to end it right back when we was younger. Let's keep it real. They tried to stop it, because they saw what's coming down the pipe. It's influencing their kids. It's influencing everything. And these guys ain't got to go to them to make money no more. These Lil Wayne, they made us. That's why they're so mad. You can grab a computer, plug it up, make you some beats, take to the studio, go do your little LLC, start your label down there, put your stuff on YouTube, blow up if it's good, and you don't owe nothing but, what, 85 cents off distribution for them? So they losing so much money.
D-Money said Lil Wayne was an honor roll student. He said he actually was a straight A student.
Yeah.
Before the drugs.
He said Cardi B was a bad example.
Cardi B.
Anyway, what was your point? You was about to
go ahead.
Make a point.
I was just gonna say that I miss the Tupac. I miss Tupac. I miss Biggie. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that everybody's message is perfect. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that Tupac, that's exactly what I was talking about. He did a little bit of both. He had the music, the Brenda, the all of that, but then he would have something like Dear Mama or Keep Your Head Up. And especially with Keep Your Head Up when he was talking about women. Why do we take from our women? Why we rape our women? Do we hate our women? Yeah,
So Lil Wayne need one of those songs, what you say.
Yeah.
You accept him more if he need one of those songs.
Yeah, if he just switch it up just
garbage.
Yeah, man.
Lil Wayne, you ain't garbage, dude. Keep making them hot raps, man.
You just need
I'm not gonna take
song.
you seriously because you talking about shooting and having good. I'm not gonna take you literally, okay, Lil Wayne? You ain't a bad person. Get that money, man.
And
get that money.
Something else too. This is what I do want to say about Cardi B. Now, Cardi B now in this day and age, she's became really popular, and all of her, like her background, even with the stripper and everything like that, it's like, yeah, she's not the best example, like they said it about Kim Kardashian and all them. But one thing I will say about Cardi B, that I do like about her is that she's genuine.
Yeah,
As
she keep
she
100.
keeps it 100. And you know what? When you have somebody that's gone through a lot of obstacles and she's able to own it and accept the fact, like, you know what, hey, I made some mistakes. I had to work for mine. I'm not proud about the background that I have, but you know what? I took that and I was able to come out of that lifestyle, and I was able to make something out of my life. Instead of being a victim, I became a victor. And that's what I do respect about her.
Yeah, I don't want my daughter to respect none of it. I respect her as what she do. I want my daughter to respect that, because, to be real, all she did was took her, and made some money off of it.
No. Yeah, I don't
what you said, though. She wasn't finna be she wasn't going to be a doctor. She wasn't finna be all that. Well, how you know what I mean? Why wouldn't she be a good example?
I'm glad you did that, because now I can speak my mind. I'm glad you did that.
I'm just saying,
so I can speak my mind. See, when people try to make points and cover, they leave facts out. So let's go back to the difference, okay? Lil Wayne is just talking about doing stuff. Okay, she's actually doing the stuff. Okay, she said out her mouth she lost count when she was 16, and men it was 24 then.
Oh wow!
So it's a difference, Bob. It's a difference.
Wow.
That's correct.
No, this should be Chow Jack. You hear me, brother? Let's be Chow Jack. Lauren, Bob. Mom gonna try to throw me under the bus. You understand? I'm saying, you ever forget who you belong to, brother?
What you mean?
They say Chow Jack and Bob and TC.
Number 4, your own place. TC's really emotional. He's just,
I don't like being shown up by my boy. I don't take that. I get kind of sweaty and shit on my nipple.
I mean, did you cuss on our show?
I said sweaty.
Okay,
look at you.
Number 4. Our own place.
Yes. So, man, wasn't it a great feeling to get out to get my first apartment, man? It truly was great. And this is all I say. I say, work hard to get your own place, and a few different things about that. It depends on your background. Now, I know back in the day, you were supposed to get your own apartment. No, none of the shacking up. Don't move in with your significant other. I know nowadays there have been a lot of people. I know the prices have changed, and so when it comes to rent and mortgage and everything, need a little help. It's nice when you have somebody else in the household to help you with the finances and everything. So I say, if you are in a situation where you're in a relationship and you're really like, man, I want to do this on my own, but and it depends on your situation. Some people have been fortunate enough to move out and get their first place on their own, and then some people have had to do it with a significant other. I just say this. Moving in together and getting your own place is a big responsibility. But if you've prayed about it, if you've worked hard for it and it's a dream of yours, then I say go for it.
Getting your own place.
Yeah, get your own place. And I mean, save up your money though. And I will say that. Make sure before you move out on your own, you save up your money as much as you can. Work 2 jobs. If you're working your day job and then you're going out doing Uber, because it's nice when a rainy day comes to be able to still be able to take care of those bills because you saved up before you moved out.
You got a great message. I just want to know, I just want to know, because I've never been there. Do you leave them clapping and standing up when you finish?
Oh, yeah.
Because you can tell. You can tell. You got you reach people when you talk.
Thank you. God is definitely giving me that gift to be able to move people. And that's the best feeling when I do my motivational speaking. When I tell you I leave my heart and my soul on the stage, like I'm the happiest and I feel the most powerful when I'm doing my motivational speaking. And that's why I'm just so thankful to finally be in this place in my life where I'm finally living my dream. And I'm just so happy that I accepted my gift, because I can only imagine if I still was fighting and tussling.
You know, one quick example of someone you reached that you look back and be like, man, she heard me and she reached back to me. You have one of those examples?
Yeah.
You could make it short as you can. You ain't got to do that. But I just want to know, because it's like, I think a lot of young ladies should listen. I mean, should find your little speech, so you make sure you plug yourself so they can come listen to you, because you are needed in this world, for real.
I actually do have an example of that when I was doing my substitute teaching. As you can imagine, already teachers get it rough, but substitute teachers, it was tough. It was tough. And before I started doing my motivational speaking, it was really hard for me to connect with the kids, because I would just come in, I'd be like, everyone settle. And I wasn't using my voice, I wasn't using my gift, because I'd be like, guys, settle down. They'd be like, hey, we oh yeah. They do it, they ain't listening. So then I had to start using my gift. I had to start using my
You
gift.
actually
So
can name it a little bit. I saw that.
Hey,
That was,
oh, yeah,
I saw
Cause
it.
she did when she's in school. That teacher
I
wasn't
can
there.
dance.
She
I can definitely dance on the dance team and everything. So I
saw the
got
show.
moved.
We saw the show.
Right. But yeah, you know, I wasn't using my gift, and then I had to start utilizing my gift, and that's when I started really going in and just so I remember one day, that same day, remember the day I told you I broke down in the car, I was talking to God. That same day I started using my gift. I came in the classroom and I was like, guys, sit down. And then still when they and everything. And then God was like, go in, use your gift. Well, I swear I'll take it away. I'm like, oh man. Next thing you know, I was like, everybody have a seat. Pull up your chairs. I need to tell you something. And they're like, whoa, is that Miss, at the time, Miss Ward? They're like, whoa, Miss Ward. And then they found out about El Wu. So I said all of that to say that there was a little girl in the class who really, really was fighting against it. She just would sit in the corner all the time, like, and she just be looking like all her peers be like, man, this is good. Like this. We don't have nobody like this. She's like, no, I ain't trying to hear it. So I remember when the principal said that he wanted to let me go as a substitute teacher and bring me back full time as a speaker. And then I had to start going to other schools and I started missing. Mm-hmm. And then the mentees who actually kept in contact with me and everything like that, they texted me and told me, El Wu, you know, so-and-so, the little girl that always be in the back of the class, never participate. I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you know that she's been crying for the past few days? And I said, why? They said, because, man, somebody told her that you wasn't coming back and she had a fit.
Oh, wow.
And then I ended up coming to her in person and she was like, you know, I know all those times I was sitting back in the corner and I was never paying attention. I made it seem like I wasn't interested. And she was like, but that's just because I never really thought that I could have a role model like you, because I always was told, like, you know, what my path was going to be. Oh, you ain't gonna be nothing, because she said her household was negative, telling her she wasn't gonna be nothing. But she said, hearing me speak, you know, it wasn't the cool thing at the time for her to participate, but she said she was definitely listening.
We got a few minutes left to the show.
Okay.
Since we're on the point about marriage, I want to do something a little bit unorthodox because we usually don't do this. We usually go on a break. But I want your husband to come up real quick and slide in here, introduce himself, Ty, because I appreciate how. What'd you say?
Wow.
What'd you say, Earl? Go ahead. Come on, Ty.
Come on over. Wow.
Come on over, Ty, real quick, man. What's up, man?
Wow, man.
Be quick, man. Introduce yourself real quick, man. Mr. Martin.
What's up, world? My name is Ty. I'm Lauren's husband.
We're gonna give you a good word. We're gonna give you, you know what I'm saying? Ty Martin. What's up, man?
Man, I can't call it, man. Just here supporting my lady.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate you. First of all, man, the reason why I want you to come on too, because I know in this career that we do, you know, with this networking and stuff that we do, it's a lot of times we meet each other, and you just had a beautiful personality about it.
Appreciate
smooth, you know, and I appreciated that, man, because we met on side of the expressway.
Right.
We met on the side of I-57 to get these books, man. So we collaborated, and it was just smooth, you know, it was just smooth. So
a 30 section, but you know, we both cool with it.
Yeah, that's what's
I ain't complaining, man. I got nothing good vibes over here. So.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna ask a real question, man. Cause you know she's a motivation speaker, so she be very motivating to you.
Oh yeah, very motivative. Yeah, man, definitely, man. Like, what does it look like not being motivated when my woman getting up 4, 5 in the morning? I'm still in the bed. So, man, I gotta get it moving, man. I gotta get this money. You know, I'm here to support her. So while she do her thing, I'm make sure keep that money flowing in so she can continue to push her product and push her business and her what she loves. So that's what I'm here for, man.
That's black love. I appreciate that.
You built for the microphone too, brother.
Keep on listening to your rap music. You hear me, brother?
Oh, yeah.
You know that ain't stopping. She know that ain't
there
stopping.
You go,
man,
brother.
Yeah.
You know he ain't real, right? You know he just talking, right?
I know. She know too, man. She know. Yeah. I think I listened to him so much. That's the first name that popped out. So sorry, people out there.
I'm proud of y'all. We gotta get y'all props, man. I want to proud y'all. That black love is real. We appreciate y'all showing up here, kissing all each other and stuff. That's what's up. That's motivation for everybody out here, man. We appreciate y'all.
I will say that Lil Wayne does have that one song I like, Runaway Love. That was good.
I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, but that was
thank you for there you go. Thank you for finding some happy medium.
Right.
Thank you.
How to love.
Right. How to love. See, everybody had that.
That was good.
Benny got that baby. I get around.
Point marriage, quick, didn't he? I want y'all to hit marriage real quick. Marriage and kids was the last 2 points.
Okay.
So it's appropriate, I think, to go up here for marriage and kids. So let's hit those points. How do you want to do? I know you the author behind it. So however y'all want to jump in there, just let's close it out with those.
Okay. So marriage for us, very important, and I thought it was really essential to put it in the book because I know a lot of times, even as African Americans, a lot of times we get placed in a box as far as, oh, you know, men specifically, a lot of Black men, not all, but, you know, they're great fathers, but not necessarily seen as great husbands. Because it's a lot of, they always say like African American men, you know, they'll get with a woman and then they might not necessarily be faithful, but a lot of them will take care of the child. But I wanted to show that, you know, you can have it all. You can be a great father and you be a great husband, and you can also be basically an influential person in society, in your marriage, and be that example for your kids. So I think restoring what we see as a whole is very important, because I think Black love, marriage, and kids, I think it can exist, and I think you can have it all. And as long as you keep God first and you continuously understand the power and the foundation of being a unit and being one, and not being double-minded and thinking, well, I got to get it first before you do, or, well, I mean, it's mine. No, it's ours. It's ours.
Say the part again. It's ours, right?
It's ours.
Because all I want to get y'all real quick. Want to get y'all business now. Then, you know, you take care of your business and you support your wife, right? It's y'all, right? You got your role. You got your role, right? Everybody stand in their lane. That's what it's about. I appreciate that, y'all.
And baby, what you think about marriage and the kids?
As far as marriage,
baby, what you think?
I mean, with marriage, man, I think it's commitment, man, communication, you know, sacrificing, man, definitely, because, you know, without that, you know, it ain't gonna work, man. So we all come in a relationship with baggage and, you know, bad habits, you know. And I met her when I was like 21. So you got imagine I got 21 years of just bad habits, kicking it with the homies, you know what I'm saying, doing all that. But over time we grew together. You know, ain't nothing changed. Like, I still get to kick it with the fellas and all, but I mean, communication definitely a must, man, because, you know, you got to know what's going on with each other, how each other feeling and stuff like that. Because, you know,
you got to be careful. You're a motivation speaker. You come on too late, she gonna talk to you. You're gonna be crying and go tell her yourself. Oh my God.
Yeah, so man, that's pretty much it, man. As far as kids, man, that's just, you know, want to leave along a legacy, you know, having kids. So that's what we striving for, man, having kids, and, you know, continue to push this positive message she doing, and, you know, we're gonna go from there.
Plug yourself real quick. How can people get in contact with you? Get copies of your books?
Yes.
Plug yourself.
You can go to lwoo.org. Again, that's lwoo.org. You can buy the books directly from me. I'm on social media at Lauren C. Martin, LWOO. So that's Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Lauren C. Martin, LWOO. You can check me out on my website, on my page. You can direct message me to get my books. Oh, and my books are on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles too.
That's what's up.
Man, thank y'all for listening to Jaw Jacking with Bob and TC and our special guests in the building. Let's give it up for Team L. Woo! And the Martins, baby. Let's give it up for in the building. And y'all can't cheat. Y'all can't cheat on each other. If I catch one of y'all out doing something wrong, I'm calling the other one. I'm telling you. You listen, DC.
Let's get ready to rumble. In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher. Let's get ready to rumble. In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher.